It wasn't some grand decision. I didn't pack a bag in the middle of the night. I didn't write a letter. I didn't even slam the door behind me. I just left. Quietly. Because some betrayals don't deserve a goodbye. She cheated. Not in the way people think of cheating, not some caught-in-the-act, clothes-on-the-floor kind of betrayal. It was quieter. More calculated. More personal. It started with lies so small they almost sounded harmless. Late meetings. Missed calls. Messages, she said, were from coworkers, but her eyes told a different story. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But love makes you blind. And hope makes you stupid. I held on longer than I should have. I made excuses for her. For the distance. For the change in tone. For the way her smile stopped reaching her eyes when she looked at me. And then one night, everything just cracked. She left her phone unlocked. I didn't go through it. I didn't need to. It lit up. His name. His message. Last night was everything. I can't stop thinking about you. 10 words. That's all it took to destroy everything I believed about us. I sat there for a long time, staring at the screen. My heart was pounding, but I felt nothing. Just numb. I didn't confront her. Didn't ask for explanations. Didn't wait for lies. I stood up, walked out, and disappeared from her life without a sound. Because some endings don't deserve a dramatic scene. Some endings just happen. I moved to a small apartment across the city. Threw myself into work. Kept my head down. Days blurred. Nights hurt. The silence wasn't peaceful. It was heavy. Suffocating. I didn't tell my friends. Didn't talk to family. I didn't want the sympathy. Didn't want the "you deserve better" speeches. I wasn't ready to be okay. I just wanted to be away. Away from her. From the life we built. From the lie I had been living. And for a while that was enough. Then, 6 months later, she found me. A knock on my door. I wasn't expecting anyone. I opened it and there she was. Her face was different. Tired. Softer. Like the weight of what she'd done had finally caught up with her. I didn't say anything. Just stared. She spoke first. "Can we talk?" I should have closed the door. But I didn't. Maybe I was curious. Maybe I wanted to see what guilt looked like in person. We sat across from each other in my living room. The same way we used to, only now, the air between us wasn't filled with love. It was filled with silence. "I know I don't deserve anything from you," she said, her voice shaking. I need closure. Closure. That word. As if closure is something someone can hand you in a box. As if it can undo what's already been done. Still, I let her talk. She told me she missed me. That she regretted it. That it was a mistake. That it wasn't serious. I didn't say a word. Because everything she was saying now, she should have said before she let someone else into the space I gave her. Before she shattered the version of me that believed in us. "I didn't think you'd actually leave," she whispered. "I thought you'd fight for us." That made me laugh. Not out loud. But inside. Fight for us? She broke the trust. And expected me to fight? I left, I said quietly, because there was nothing left worth saving. She flinched. Good. Sometimes the truth stings. But that's the price of betrayal. She sat there, tears forming in her eyes. But I wasn't moved. Not this time. "I just need to know," she said. "Is there any part of you that still loves me?" That question. I used to ask myself that every night. In the quiet. In the dark. And the answer was always the same. "I loved who you were," I said. "Not who you chose to become." She nodded slowly, as if she had expected it. And maybe she had. She stood up. Wiped her face. Said thank you. And then she walked out the same way I did months ago. Only this time, I was the one watching her leave. After she left, I sat there for a long time. The apartment felt different. Lighter. Not because anything had changed, but because I had finally said what needed to be said. Closure isn't something someone gives you. It's something you find in yourself. And I realized something that night. She didn't come back because she loved me. She came back because she couldn't live with the version of herself who destroyed something good. She wanted forgiveness so she could forgive herself. But I didn't owe her that. Forgiveness isn't a gift for the one who broke you. It's something you earn. And she hadn't. So if you're waiting for closure from the one who hurt you, let me tell you something. You don't need their apology. You don't need to hear them say they're sorry. You don't need to reopen old wounds just to feel like you've moved on. Sometimes the real closure is found in the silence, in the strength it takes to walk away and not look back. I didn't say goodbye, because some people don't deserve one. And that's okay.